Hello people, we're gonna review The Witcher 3 today. The game that I've spent more than 1,000 hours, the game that I had most fun with, the game that sets the standards for the whole gaming industry, the best game in the world ever created, The Witcher. I completed Witcher more than 6 times on that March difficulty with New Game Plus and got all the trophies in about 99% of its world and what the game has to offer, and I really feel a need to do a review about it. So let's begin. The story as the first section. You're Geralt of Rivia, Butcher of Blaviken, the White Wolf, Oren Elvish, the Gwynblade, the most famous Witcher that ever lived, professional monster slayer, detective, and magnet for women, a Witcher that is more than 100 years old, all in one. The happenings from two previous parts are not that important for the Wild Hunt story, but everyone should give them a try because they're also great games, Witcher 1 and 2, especially enhanced editions. Let's go back to the story. After the conjunction of spheres, monsters from another worlds and dimensions have merged with Geralt's world, and the only real defense against them are so-called witchers that come from different schools like School of a Cat, Wolf, Bear, Viper, Griffin, Manticore, and so on. Geralt's story revolves around Yennefer, Ciri, and his friends. Meanwhile, Nilfgaard, one of the states in which the world is trying to conquer the whole world, raging war against Redania, and you're in the middle of that war. King Emir summons you to find his daughter Ciri, and Ciri is the child of elder blood. Um, she's very important for the story because only she can stop the White Frost. White Frost is the end of all worlds. Every world in every dimension is gonna get consumed by the White Frost sooner or later, and only Ciri, as the child of the Elder Blood, can stop that. In order for her to stop the disaster, Geralt is on its way to find her. I don't want to spoil anything else. The story is amazing. It's brutal 10 out of 10. Best story, best dialogues ever created in a game. Everything is good from main quest to side quest to monster contracts to treasure hunts. I don't know what's better. Everything is absolutely great. Now you add Hearts of Stone DLC and Blood and Wine DLC on top of that, with Hearts of Stone as one of the best stories that was ever created for a game. I would give it more than 10, to be honest. Alright, next section. Game length, game time. For one regular playthrough, you need more than 120 hours to see like 50% of the game world. In order to see everything there is in this game, I guess 1,000 hours is enough. On that, I mean all the question marks, all side quests, everything that's hidden, every corner of the world explored, around 1,000 hours with regular game and new game plus. I'll score with 10 out of 10. This section deserves this. It's one of the longest RPGs, and it offers tremendous amount of content for its time, and that's a fact. 10 out of 10 for game time. Next section is the game difficulty. Well, for me, even the highest difficulty, that March, was a bit easy, but that's probably because I've played previous parts. In the new game plus, you can get one-shotted from humans and non-humans, but not from monsters, interestingly. Not from monsters. Well, at least not from 90% of the monsters. I wish they added one more difficulty after Death March and the new game plus, but that's life. Um, I'll give it a 9 out of 10 for the game difficulty here because I'm not a casual player and I play all my games on hardest difficulty. And what was easy for me maybe wouldn't be for someone else. So My merit is not that strong here. 9 out of 10 for game difficulty. Game bugs is the next section. Yeah, there were a lot of game bugs. Though CD Projekt RED fixed around 90% in the last 2 years, I still think that your horse, Roach, his spawning is the most annoying and irritating thing in the game. For the game of Witcher size, though, that is huge, I must give it a 10 out of 10 and forgive every glitch and bug that I've encountered during mine 1000 hours in the game. The next section is maps and graphics. We have White Orchard, Velen, Novigrad, Skellige, Kaer Morhen, and Tucson. Only those, let's call them 5.5 maps, but they're so huge and rich with different environments, from rain to snow to mountains, caves, beautiful dusks and dawns, and I think it's more than enough here. The real world map and minimap are very well done, and you can never get lost. Everything is well sorted in Legend, from objects of interest to question marks, so you'll never get lost, but you will only get lost in what to do first. It's that epic. There is no need to explain graphics in Witcher, they're the best. On ultra settings, this world is better than reality. Very strong colors, I really love that. Face expressions, everything is absolutely gorgeous here. I don't want to spend any more words on graphics. The game is also very well optimized too for those types of graphics. 10 out of 10 is my grade for maps and graphics here. We can go to the next section. It's the gameplay. That's a tricky section. There's a lot to talk about it, and I'll try to be as briefest as I can in this section. You can use a steel sword for humans and non-humans. By non-humans, I mean dwarves and elves. And you can use your silver sword for monsters. You also have a crossbow and bombs for range attacks. Now, you can dodge, you can parry, you can block and roll. Then you mix all of that with Geralt's signs, Ard, Irden, Igni, Queen, and Exi. And you add all of his decoctions, potions, oils that you're gonna apply on sword depending on type of enemies, and you'll have a rich mix of everything combined. Oh yeah, you can also play Gwent, a card game inside the real game. You can brawl for coin, fist fighting, similar stuff, and you can also race for coin, horse races, of course. The actual choices also that you make in conversations and their consequences can be seen throughout the whole story, how the world changes around you with every choice that you make. And that's also one of the best things that I ever seen so far in the game. Everything matters. Absolutely everything. Every choice that you take will make something different. There are like, I don't know, like 1 million more little things that I can say about the gameplay, but I think there is no need. I'll just grade it with a 10 out of 10. It's brutal, it's good, it's perfect. Itemization. We got white weapons as weakest weapons, then blue weapons that are a bit stronger than whites, then yellow weapons, rare weapons, and after that we have relics, orange weapons, similar like in Diablo. And at the end, of course, again similar like in Diablo, we have green weapons or Witcher gear sets that you can craft with diagrams. Diagrams, you can find them on treasure hunts, and then you go to the blacksmith or the armor smith and you make a Witcher set. You also find a lot of different stuff as you complete all the question marks and the side quests too. You can equip gloves, boots, pants, armor, monster trophies, or say their heads, and you're still in silver sword on top of that, and it's quite enough. But your inventory can sometimes become a real mess just because of the amount of items that this game throws at you, from junk to rings, books, notes. It can become a absolute mess. So what else can we say about itemizations? Oh yeah, we also have runes and glyphs. You insert runes in your sword sockets, like bleeding, burning, poisoning runes, stun runes, similar stuff. And those runes are named after Slavic gods. For example, one of the runes is called Dashbog. Bog means god on Slavic language. And glyphs are inserted into an empty sockets on your armor, gloves, boots. You get the point. Again, very similar to Diablo. Um, I wish they made less items in this game, because 90% of what you'll find will never be used, and the only good thing about them is to sell just for coin. Here for coin we have crowns, florins, and orins, different values from country to country. Now, itemization. If I have to score itemization, it would be a 9 out of 10 for me, and I think it's very fair. Next section, leveling. Another tricky section. You can level your abilities with fast attacks, strong attacks. You can level in alchemy for bombs and potion effects. And you can upgrade your signs for more intensity. More intensity means stronger signs, hence more damage, or you receive less damage. The stronger the sign, the stronger the spell. There is also leveling in common stuff like carry more weight or rage management to build adrenaline points. And when you have like 3 adrenaline points, you can cast your signs with adrenaline points and not only with your stamina. On Blood and Wine, the last DLC, they also added mutations that will enhance your abilities even more with special effects, depending on your mutagens, of course. Red mutagens are for fighting, green mutagens are for utility, and blues would be for signs like magic utility. You enhance those spells, give them something unique. You'll see when you'll get there. I don't want to explain that much. We could speak for days on this topic, but I think the best way to do it is to discover everything by yourself and find out what kind of playstyle suits you the most. Every playstyle that you pick is valid. That's how the good game is. After all, that's the beauty of Witcher. You can do whatever you like and you will still have a lot of fun. I recommend rage management, queen sign intensity, and axis sign delusion as the first 3 upgrades, the first 3 level ups. After that, do whatever you like, but these 3 are a must. I'll rate leveling again with 9 out of 10. Next are the NPCs. Best NPCs ever. They're smart, conversation and dialogues are absolutely great. Voice acting is out of this world, if not the best that I ever heard. Everything is top notch and out of this world. Absolutely everything. This is probably where the game shines the most with NPCs. It's pure 10 out of 10 for all of those voice actors and beautiful face expressions with a lot of happy and sad moments, tragic moments all around in 1000 hours of my playthrough. It was amazing from start till finish. 10 out of 10 for the NPCs. Now, music is the last section. Holy shit, the music here. Music and sound effects. I don't know what I like more here. The thunderstrucks, wind howling, swords crossing, or the epic 100 songs of pure Slavic and Norwegian music, Viking music also. It's just brilliant. It's a joy for your ears. I won't talk anything else. It's a 10 out of 10 without second thoughts. And now we have a conclusion. If we combine the points I gave on each section, we have a 97 points, and with 10 different sections, an overall score would be 9.7, or let's just call it a pure 10 out of 10 masterpiece diamond game, a game for all the times, and the game that made every other game dull and boring, a game where every minute is an ecstasy, a game that is a marvel, and a game that will be remembered till this pathetic world of ours cease to exist. I don't know what to say else. It's probably the best game that I ever played in my, well, 30 years old. I've been playing games from 92. So how would that be? 25, 26 years in gaming. This game is the best that I've seen so far. Well, that would be all, people. I hope you enjoyed the review. See you on the next one.